You think you know a person until the door closes. In the church, they called him a good man. At family dinners, they called me lucky. But behind those walls, luck was the last thing I had. This is not just a story. This is my life. And it almost cost me mine. I met Daniel in the summer of 2005 in a little coffee shop in downtown Atlanta. I was 21, he was 27, and he wore this warm smile that made me forget how to breathe. "Can I buy you a coffee?" he asked. And I laughed because he'd already bought it. He just didn't know it yet. That was Daniel. Charming, persistent. Everyone loved him. For the first year, it was like living in a movie. Flowers on Fridays, handwritten notes on my car windshield, kisses in the rain. My mom would whisper, "Honey, you found yourself a good man." And I believed her. We got married in a small white church on a crisp October afternoon. My dress was secondhand, but his smile made me feel like royalty. I didn't know then that the wedding vows were the last kind words I'd hear for a long, long time. It started small. "Why are you wearing that? It makes you look cheap." I laughed it off, thinking maybe he was just tired. But soon, the jokes turned into rules. No short skirts, no makeup when you're with me. And stop talking to your friend Lisa. She's a bad influence. His mother, Patricia, was worse. "You're not a real wife if you can't keep your husband happy," she'd say, watching me like a hawk every time I cooked. And if I spoke up, "Don't embarrass the family," Daniel would whisper, with that smile the world loved so much. Little by little, I disappeared. By our third year of marriage, I didn't recognize the woman in the mirror. Daniel had full control. My bank account, my phone. Even when I could see my parents, he'd slam doors when I spoke too loudly. One night, I burned dinner by accident. He didn't shout. That was worse. He just sat there, chewing slowly, and said, "You can't even boil pasta, right? What do you do all day?" I cried into the sink while washing the dishes. His mother called the next day. Maybe if you stopped being lazy, he'd smile more. I learned to live without smiles. The first slap came 6 years in. It was quiet, quick, almost calculated. I had asked about a strange number on his phone. "You don't trust me? After everything I do for you?" That night, I locked myself in the bathroom, shaking so hard my teeth chattered. I told myself it was just once. But once turned into often. And often turned into normal. I stopped talking. I stopped laughing. I stopped existing. Then came Sarah, my neighbor. She was loud, funny, and didn't care who knew it. She knocked on my door one morning with coffee. "You look like you could use a friend," she said. And for the first time in years, I felt seen. We'd talk in whispers when Daniel was away. She'd say, "Girl, you gotta get out." But I couldn't. Where would I go? How would I survive? Then one day, she handed me a little envelope. Inside was a bus ticket to New York and a note. "You don't need his permission to be free." I waited for my chance. One Friday, Daniel left for a work trip. His mother wasn't around. I packed one bag, just clothes and a picture of me and my late dad. My hands shook as I locked the door behind me. I didn't even take my wedding ring. On that bus ride, I thought I'd feel joy. But all I felt was fear. Fear he'd find me. Fear I'd go back. But when I stepped off at Port Authority and breathed in that cold New York air, I knew I was free. Or so I thought. 3 months later, I was in a small apartment, working nights at a diner. Life was hard. but at least it was mine. One evening, a customer handed me a tip, folded in a napkin. Inside was my wedding ring and a note in Daniel's handwriting. You can run, but you'll always be mine. My hands went cold. My heart dropped, and I realized the story wasn't over. The danger wasn't gone. It had just changed shape, and that's how I've been living. Half free, half haunted. People ask me why I don't go back to him. The truth? I never left. Not completely. He still lives in my head. So if you're listening to this and you see the signs, don't wait as long as I did. Don't lose yourself trying to keep someone else whole. Because sometimes the person you love most is the one who will bury you alive.
So tell me, if the man who vowed to protect you is the same man who breaks you, what do you call that?
Have you ever lived behind closed doors like this? I await your thoughts in the comments, and your voice may help someone else find their freedom.
She don't white cape for no permission. She writes her name in the sky.